just like
now we're tired.
Take it like wait. We'll make sure we're on and everything, and then you can do your thing. I just have to make sure because it's been
Jane,
very. There we go. There we go. Now we're doing it. What do you gotta get? Is Jane the waitress?
Yes. Barmaiden.
Be kind to her. She is my one true love.
We tip poorly.
I got one down by my feet, so I'm good. Thanks, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
This is where it all. Oh, wait.
Tyler's got there. Oh, actually, I should probably also grab a lighter because my cigar is definitely.
My cigar has been out for at least 25 minutes.
It's garbage. You can throw that in the garbage.
Well, there's another one.
There's a whole bunch and there's a whole.
That's a lot of fun to play.
Lighters right there. Jane, look.
I mean, I love doing that anyway. Like,
Fucking Billy Squire.
oh.
This is all live. There's actually one person watching us.
Oh, hey.
Which is really
Live.
Hello.
maybe it's
Hey,
my dad.
Lucky you.
What's going on?
What? We're cool though. We're cool whenever you are.
We're cool.
Oh
You
wait.
don't have to tell us.
We're always cool.
That's how you know you're cool when you tell everybody you're cool.
That's
I'm
right.
cool.
It's the first rule of cool.
Yeah.
First rule of cool is that you just tell everyone you're really cool.
It's like
It was like Tiger Woods, eh? They asked him what was his Mount Rushmore of golf.
What did he say?
He goes like,
me 4 times.
he's like
Tiger with the
two
win
names
this
that
year.
I wasn't really sure of. He was like Norman or Pierce, then Jack Nicklaus, and me.
Puts
And he was
himself-
dead fucking serious.
Puts himself.
I
up.
think it's awesome.
He has to be dead
Exactly.
serious, 'cause that is
Yeah.
anybody else's Rushmore. He's on it.
I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Tiger Woods.
And Arnold Palmer because I like the drink.
That's how I couldn't believe he didn't say that on Arnold Palmer. He said Jones.
Makes a mean.
Was there one guy like Tom Watson?
No, he didn't say Tom Watson. Jack Nicklaus, something Jones, I
John
forget.
Daly.
Nope. Should be.
John Daly's the best golfer
Legend.
ever,
Best
as far as the
golfer.
way I play golf.
To ever get on. The
I love that
course.
Tiger put himself though.
I
Fucking
love that.
right.
I love that Tiger got the win this week.
Fuck
man.
yeah.
Fucking
It's
great.
awesome. He's back.
I watched those last 4 holes with my old man. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he's filling some holes. That's why he's winning.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Straight to hookers after,
Hey, whatever works. Whatever works.
after 5 years, right to the hookers.
Hookers, wasn't it? It wasn't hookers before.
It was hookers and a
Was
bad
that-
back. Those are.
Doctor
That's how he got the bad back.
You got the bad back from the hookers?
I thought it was the Denny's waitresses. Isn't it that one? Are we talking about the same person?
I'm not sure.
Tiger Woods liked hookers and Denny's waitresses.
Yeah, it was Denny's wait. Okay, yeah.
But he liked hookers too.
Who doesn't like a good hooker?
I think they weren't really hookers. He got them for free, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he's probably paying
That's
him.
the weirdest sponsorship deal ever.
Yeah.
Nike wasn't paying
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Nike
do
wasn't
it.
Just
paying
do it. Just say that he didn't have to change any of the slogans. Hookers, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Denny's waitresses are okay to bang. Like it's like 5 years ago.
What Denny's are you going to?
Yeah, like 5 years ago, whenever Tiger did it, it was shocking. But now it's like, did he drug them and did he like jack off into a plant?
Yeah,
Did
no,
he do
they
anything?
were
Like-
willing.
They're like, no, these are just like willing girls that like bang Tiger, and
Yeah,
he's like,
sure.
oh, this seems like okay what Tiger did.
Yeah, and I'm gonna win tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all consensual with Tiger.
yeah.
I'll have a grand slam before the grand slam, and I'll also have you, Betsy.
It's because he was cheating on his wife. That's why everyone got
Yeah,
mad.
yeah. Well, that is it.
That old
is-
chestnut.
That old chestnut.
They
Yeah.
get you.
Actually, Tyler, do you think? Oh, we should. If somebody's watching, we probably should. I was going to ask Tyler what he thought of the Louis C.K. thing.
Let's do the opening, and then we'll do our show. And then we'll, because that'll be perfect. We'll talk about that after.
Awesome.
But first, we have to play a song.
Sure. Ready, boys? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now everybody, have you heard? If you're in the game, then the stroke's the word. Don't take no rhythm, don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing. a firm handshake and talk to me by the one big break. Spread your air pollution both far and wide. Keep your contribution. Could be a winner, boy, you're moving mighty well. Stroke it. Stroke. Ooh, you got your number down. Stroke it. Say you're winning, but
You know, we come to. I bought a church, people, and I bought a church, and one of the things I thought would be entertaining is that when we did stupid things in my church, I'd invite my comic friends. Well, I bought this church to try to help. Come and help me move these pews out of this church, or do whatever I have to do. This one was a ridiculous thing. We're going to move pews out of the church.
Simple.
I invited a bunch of comics. Guess who shows up to help? Tyler Shasma.
Hey, Shaz.
But it turns out Tyler Shasma is hanging on death's door. It's not exactly like a vision of strength and health that you'd expect. You know who else promised to help? Tied Right.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Turns out he can only come once the work is done. But we put in work playing drums tonight, people. We gotta talk to these two characters and trash the ones that didn't show up tonight. There's only one way to do that, people.
How's that, Peter?
We get the show started with a thing we call the theme song.
Ready?
All right, everybody, welcome to Live from the Dutch Hall. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever to come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. Bar none, I believe. Because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history.
Yeah, we do.
The Nocturnal Emissions. And tonight, they're comprised of, what is it, like about 3/4?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, 3/5. 3/5 of the original, and a little bit of pizzazz tonight is what I like to call it.
Surprise.
We have the original band leader, Michael Bowe, on vocals and rhythm.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Beside him, the balls of Nocturnal Emissions, playing in the middle with a microphone this week. That's my buddy Whiskey, Wes Hagen. And in the corner, that's the guy on lead guitar, Steve, the reluctant German, everyone. And tickling his skins, taking the place of the French tickler, that is a good friend of the show. He's been around, I don't know how many this is, but he would have had a jacket or two by
that
now.
man a
That's Tig Right, everyone. Tig Right, great comedian. And sitting at the bar, taking the place of our director this week, is the man, the only comic to show up when he was required at the church. That is our good buddy, Tyler Smokey Chasma. And me, you wonder who this guy is talking? I'm the host of this program, and two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke, everyone. Self-introduction, sir.
I missed the symbol completely.
Oh, the
Just symbol
camera,
it out.
Peter is
I
up.
lost your camera.
It's different when Paul doesn't say it.
Did you step on something, my lady?
We have lost camera one.
Oh.
This will be a Pete-less, so everyone can just
I don't
imagine the theater of the
Imagine
mind.
the theater of Peter.
This
Peter.
Wednesday.
I am the big black dot, and
I don't know what I did.
no, you didn't do nothing, Shaz. It was probably just a chord, like a little.
Shake and loose. Not an important part of this, anyways.
Something here. You see where this is?
Not so much
Yes.
here or here, but right in here.
Oh, we're seeing something moving around there.
If you just.
Oh,
The camera's just pointing a different direction.
Yep.
Wow, the
What's
camera.
going on?
I don't know. Oh, you got a zoom on. You got a super zoom on me,
Oh,
Shaz. Go give me a
yes.
little. Oh, there it is.
That was me. I zoomed in.
It
on the
was
curtain.
Shaz. I blamed it all on my wife, and it was
bullshit.
unfair.
Apology.
And she just
Did-
went with
I
it too.
apologize,
Man.
Jane. I apologize. You know what she's done? She's fed me at 10 o'clock at night. She's brought out pizza for the boys. You know, there's a meat tray, a meat and cheese and pickle tray,
Oh, yeah.
waiting for the boys after the show because that's Jane Van Dyke.
She's an
Every
angel.
week she comes in this program, unsung most of the time. Don't even give her an introduction. She sneaks in and out and just takes great care of us. And you know what? I think we all
Let's
she
give it
deserves
up
a
for
round of
Jane.
applause.
Hey, thank you very much, Jane.
Why don't we do that one more
Numerous
often?
meat platters and taking care of us.
You know how much her meat trays have become a legend in comedy in Ontario. People, we brought it to Yuck Yuck's Christmas party, and I tell you that lasted about 5 seconons on the table, and it was gone.
The best.
tell you.
The best.
People love it.
Jeff Leeson mentioned it off of the Dutch Hall grounds, actually. I
Just
can't
dreaming
talk
of
right
it.
He
now.
was
I have a
just,
hard time
he was just
dreaming
like
of it.
saying, like, hey, you remember that meat and cheese pickle on a cracker? It was delicious.
Yeah, he was excited. He was
Exactly. People love it because it's a Dutch Hall thing. And now I'm off the carbs. Can't have a cracker. And you know what? It's a little bit disappointing. I miss it. I miss the old Ritz. I like a cheap Ritz.
I like a good Ritz.
It's
delightful.
delightful.
But I have to admit,
You ever go all out for for like a full-on Ritz, Shaz?
I like a Ritz, but I like a Breton too. I like a vegetable Breton cracker. That's
Oh,
my
a
favorite.
Breton.
Yeah, those are my favorite crackers. But another good thing about your wife, Pete,
Yeah.
she spent an awful lot of time this week looking deep into my peepers. She probably looked deeper into my eyes than anyone has.
Did you feel she was looking into your soul somewhat?
Right into the retinas.
Oh, yeah. Jane, you want to get on a microphone? You want to come right sit in my lap and get on a microphone and talk about Shaz's eyes with me? Come on. Come in here, baby. Come in and sit right on my lap.
They're
And I want you
terrible.
to tell me about Shaz's eyes. You were looking at...
He's got Tyler Shazma eyes.
They're unique.
Because you were like in a dark room. Like, let me get this straight. You let Tyler Shazma into your office, right? You squeeze him in, as they say, right? You squeeze
That
him
was
in.
the term she used.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
could squeeze me in.
She squeezed him in. Now you show
I
up
had
there.
a very tight schedule.
Oh my God, your schedule's the tightest. And
Not too
Why am I aroused?
so tight that I could squeeze in though.
yeah, Shaz can still squeeze in. But anyway, I'm telling you, you go to. He comes to your office. What you do as soon as you bring him into the office, you sit him down in the chair. You shut off all the lights, right? You get in real close, so he can smell. You can smell Shaz's breath, right? You're in that close with him, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's Days of Thunder now. It's Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise.
And then she just made me read the letter O over and over again.
Is that true? Now, did she straddle you? Did she straddle you at any point in the exam? Because this was a problem when she was going to school. She mistakenly straddled patients because she was so interested in the back of their eye and their optic nerve and such and whatnots.
She loves what she does.
She does love what she does. Now, when you can look into a person's eyes, Jane, can you see their soul? Can you see what they've had for breakfast? Did you learn anything about Shazma that I wouldn't know about him already? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, lots.
From the appointment?
Yeah. From 30 minutes in a dark room.
Really?
That was 30 minutes?
It flies by, eh? With my wife, she's a great eye doctor. It flies by. Now you got to admit, now Shaz, were you ever at the point where you felt like it was uncomfortable, like she was making a move on you in the dark?
No, because my last eye doctor looked like Rick Mercer on crack.
Really? Did you? Because my first eye doctor experience was with an old man with coffee breath, and he was like right in close to me, and I'm like, do I need an adult right now? Like, this seems wrong, because I didn't like it at all. He was very close to my face. Eh?
That's creepy.
You don't want that. You want a woman. You want a hot chick, right? Like my wife.
Yep.
'Cause
To do
it can be misconstrued by some men.
How?
What?
The just being in a dark
yeah.
room can be like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's sexy. Do people sometimes think you're hitting on them?
They maybe wish.
Yeah.
Or
They're imagining things that
Yeah.
aren't happening.
There's some like comments in that direction.
Oh.
Do you mind if I put on a little music during the exam?
Are these always my
And they
cousins?
start taking their clothes off.
Are they also my cousins? Because it sounds like a few of my cousins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
How
Insight.
decisive was Tyler during the A or B or 1 or 2 thing?
Does he have Betty Davis eyes?
Bingo.
I'm back.
Oh, back
There's
on
so
the
many
lap.
questions. I didn't know there's this many questions for Jane. I wanted to open it up to the floor. Go, Tig.
How decisive was he? Did you do the 1-2 test? This one or this
Of
one?
course.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Was he really decisive, or was he one of those like, oh, can I see him again?
Yeah, he had a tough time.
He had a tough time.
Wishy-washy,
Is it-
Shaz.
It's I don't have the confidence to.
Yeah.
Make up your
I-
goddamn mind, 1 or 2.
It's not a big deal if you screw up. It's only your sight. Make a
No big
goddamn.
deal.
She's trying to gauge it.
You got to make up your goddamn mind, or you're not going to get the proper glasses.
I think we came to a conclusion.
It better be goddamn right, because, she only takes half the responsibility. The other half is up to you to give the right answers to those questions. If you fuck those up, you're going to be blind as a fucking bat.
That's right. Your eyes are be fucked. You like that guy on, what is that? He orders the pizza. Crazy Eyes on that Adam Sandler movie.
Buscemi.
Yeah,
Is that Buscemi?
Exactly.
Isn't it weird how some good actors will just make like shit movies because they have a good time with the crew of those people? That's what I really believe happens. Like John Turturro,
Very sneaky.
he's a great actor, right? Great actor, but he's in like all kinds of Adam Sandler movies, and I
Sneaks in
think
there.
he's got to just enjoy it,
Yeah, but that's also like kind of all of the movies he's in.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the Farrelly brothers, or no, sorry,
He's in
the
the
Coen brothers, right?
He's in Lebowski.
Yeah, Big Lebowski's the Jesus.
The Jesus. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
The Jesus is one of my favorite characters in film. Like the Jesus, that guy's the coolest. He's got like a purple jumpsuit, one piece.
Yeah.
He's fucking
hairnet.
badass.
It's pretty rad.
the Jesus is one of my favorite characters. You know the Big Lebowski?
Oh, yeah, the Bowski.
My dad, when he watched, I told him I love the Big Lebowski, and I told my dad, I said, I love that movie, The Big Lebowski, and he watched it, and he's like, what kind of drugs are you smoking? Is what he said to me. And I'm like, fair enough. Because it is way better when you smoke drugs. That movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, he's not at all wrong. That movie is way better. I don't know what movie isn't, though.
Good point.
I watched Saving Private Ryan one time when I was had a little bit of I was under the influence of marijuana cigarettes,
Mary Jane.
and man, that movie was intense.
Ooh. Well, it's like you're in there with them.
I thought I was at war.
Man.
It was very intense.
Sweating.
I was sweating in the theater. It was in the theater. I think it was my mom's Mother's Day gift or birthday or
Really?
something.
You all
yeah.
went together.
Yeah, I made the mistake of hanging out with my brother too long. Got myself all weirded out before I was ready for it.
Paul's worn out tonight, isn't he? Having a rest.
Paul was tired. He needed a rest because he helped me move the pews down.
Tuckered.
Okay. We did something, and I was like, we
That's
have
fair.
these pews, okay? There's only one staircase up to the balcony where these pews were, and there's no goddamn way we could get down that staircase because it was really narrow, and you can, like, even just a regular person, that's enough.
Oh, yeah.
To go up that staircase, let alone a 12-foot pew. It doesn't bend, right? So we
You got to get it wet first. You get real wet.
we had to get it down somehow. So we decided we'd go over the balcony and drop it to the ground, right? And so I thought I will go on YouTube and ask YouTube how to do it. I was like, Stephen Harper will know, right? Like the internet's going to tell me how to do it.
Steely-eyed fucker.
He's still on watch. I don't have internet, Stephen Harper. Now I got a date for you, motherfucker. That Michael, we did this last week. Charters told me. I'm lucky I don't listen to my program, but Charters tells me what I said.
Okay.
And
I don't remember either.
you don't remember what we said? If we don't get internet at the church by a certain time, by the time you're done harvest, we're going to go on the road to
Oh, yeah.
capture Stephen Harper
Trap him.
and make him our internet.
Yeah, you're fucking done.
Yeah, you threatened to kidnap a former prime
Yeah, we will do that.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not kidding. That's Van Dyke Party Services
No, there's like-
extra.
I firmly believe
Yeah,
because
Harper,
we are
don't live your
Canada's
life.
only late night talk show, and we made a threat against a former prime minister pretty clearly on our program. Pretty clearly made this threat. I think that we might be on the radar of the maybe the RCMP or something like that.
Perfect.
Even.
I like where Mike was going with that. You were about to do the slogan for Van Dyke Party Services too as a threat.
Yeah.
Hey Harper, don't live your life in regret.
Yeah, because you're
Get
going
us
to be if you
goddamn
don't get
internet.
us some fucking internet.
Because if we don't have internet at the church, Harper, we're coming with between 5 and 29 Van Dykes and bright yellow jackets to fuck your life up, buddy.
And then there will be regret.
There'll be big time
And the
regret.
expenses will be dear.
You're gonna be
Very
our
dear.
You're gonna be our goddamn internet, Steven.
We're willing to pay $100 per month. Just give us the fucking internet.
That makes no sense. None of what we say about that makes any sense at all. But in Dutch, if you've listened to our program long enough, that makes perfect fucking sense to you. Ty, you listen to our show, right?
Oh yeah.
You're an actual listener of our show.
Hell yeah.
And does that make sense to you? That Stephen Harper is the internet?
No, I have no idea what that's about.
Okay, good. Because he's a real listener of our show, like
yeah.
a legit listener.
I don't have a lot to do. Yeah.
And that makes sense to everyone in the room that Stephen Harper's the internet. And I actually don't know the origin of it. Just the fact that one time we were talking about something, and we said the internet is this, and Stephen Harper is this.
So
and
Stephen
therefore,
Harper is the internet. That's
There-
all fact.
If this then that makes complete sense.
yeah, it was A equals B, B equals C, whatever. It's fucking Stephen Harper's internet. We figured it out.
Fucking figured it out.
And it was at the end of one of like a probably a 2.5 hour show at the time when we were doing, where we just sit here and get drunk and talk bullshit all night,
We found something else.
and we learned some things.
We got deep.
Yeah, but then now we just say it like it's fact, and if people are just listening to the show, they're like, "What is it? What are they fucking talking about?" Especially if you're in the States, you're like, "Who the hell's Stephen Harper?" You know, and we're like,
Looking him up.
"Yeah,
He's got gray hair and steely eyes. You'll know.
yeah, he looks like the penguin. He was our real life penguin that we had running our country for like 10
He has
years."
zero emotion.
Yeah, he was like a shark. He had dead
Lego
eyes.
haircut.
Yeah, Lego hair and, and dead,
Lego.
steely dead eyes. He was
Also
singing-
the internet.
Yeah, and he knew, and he was the internet somehow, which I forget why, but he is. And we're coming after you, Stephen Harper, if somehow Execulink doesn't get their shit together before October 18th. I set a date, Michael.
Yeah, these are rural problems.
Yeah.
Getting the internet, rural problems.
Yeah, and I don't care that you're not leading our country anymore. I'm taking it out on you, Harper.
Fucking right.
We're going on a trip. But if you want to, should we threaten Trudeau too?
No,
Sure.
I'd say go with Ford because he's Ontario.
Oh, Ontario.
Right? Yeah, you
Yeah.
go with Ontario first, and then
Dougie.
Trudeau, and then Harper.
That'd be fun to kidnap
Dougie, are
Doug
you
Ford.
listening?
Hey, Doug.
We'd have a ball.
Let's come, Doug. Yeah, if we kidnap Doug Ford, we'd have a
love
great
it in
time.
here.
He'd probably love it, the whole kidnapping and
Just
everything.
stay.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna sleep
We
on the
got
couch.
Tons of booze and hash. He'll be great.
He'd be like, "This is like, don't bring me back.
Yeah, this is awesome. I am the internet.
You could also
I'll be your
get,
internet all day long."
you could also get wasted and fuck him against his will and use that as an excuse.
Wow. There's this
Wait.
line in the sand.
Can I really do that?
He
So
made
I
that
get.
a thing.
Wait, let me figure out what I can actually do to him. So I can what do I have to do? Get him wasted?
No, yeah, you can be wasted
I'm wasted.
thanks to his thing, and you can use that as an excuse if you sexually harass somebody.
Oh, okay. So if I was drunk, then I'm allowed to
Yeah, like my
um,
story about Dave is now completely. I'm fine. I was drunk when I did it, so it's fine.
Well, what's your story about Dave?
But
Yeah,
I held
You
him down. And
fucked Dave?
I held him down and I forced ice cubes into his ass.
Are you talking about Dave Charters or Dave McInnes?
It'd be funnier if it was Charters, but it's
Yeah,
McInnes.
It's
yeah.
McInnes.
The
Okay.
guy
Still
that passed
pretty
out at your
funny.
set.
Yeah. Dave McInnes was only on one of our programs.
Tough
I'm
go.
afraid
Tough go.
Yeah. that was-
and yeah, he slept for half of it. So there's not a lot. I'm not sure they're going to understand that. But there was a fellow named Dave McInnes who is runs a great show at the Jimmy Jazz in Guelph on Sundays. If everyone wants to go see it, it's a great show. One of the best shows in the province. To be honest with you, the guy's done a great job at it.
It's a hidden gem for sure.
Hidden gem in the province, as far as I'm
Jazz.
concerned.
Great show.
And Guelph is a shit town now. And I went to
Upsetting.
I went to university there, and I love that town.
Fucking
You know,
right.
because it used to be cool as shit. and now it's garbage. And it's just terrible.
And it's spreading. I visited Fergus, where I grew up, which is just north of it. First thing you see when you go into Fergus now is a Starbucks and a Booster Juice right next to each other. I guess
Oh my God!
Fergus lost the fight.
Heartbreaking, right? When it comes in, that's one of those things about because
horrible.
we're original Norfolk County guys, and not Steve. Not Steve. Steve's an immigrant.
I'm an Oxford County boy.
And Shaz is Oxford,
Pert near.
which everyone can smell.
Right
Nobody has to.
Right on the line. I'm right on the line, but
Close enough, Shaz.
That's why
It's
we
still-
can understand him.
You worked in the tobacco. You're in.
Yeah, actually, he's in the Norfolk part of Oxford, is what I call it. Like Tillsonburg, Otterville, like that's on the fringe. Even in Norwich, it's like
I'm a
Norwich.
Burgessville boy, though.
Burgessville's too Oxford for me.
Yeah, that's north now.
Yeah, it's too Oxford for me.
That's North Norwich.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
Anything when you pass Norwich, I am like outside of my comfort zone as far as it goes. It's same with anywhere, even in Port Dover, just when the land starts getting heavier, where it starts getting a little
Skirts of Dover.
on the east side of Dover.
Take a cock shot.
I am not enjoying myself. I'm like, this isn't the Norfolk I grew up in. Where's my fucking sand?
Too much corn.
Yeah, too much corn.
Yeah, what's with these field crops?
I don't like this one bit. I like fresh fruit and vegetables. Maybe some something I can smoke. Maybe some sort of medicinal Chinese herb that
Exactly.
makes something happen to Chinese cocks or whatever. I don't care as long as they pay. That sort of thing.
Corn and beans.
That's the sort of agriculture I know.
That's right.
In Norfolk County. Anyways, sorry. That was
How do
my.
you feel about it, Pete?
That's how I feel. But when I get in, the worst. Oxford's not bad. Oxford's got good ground, but Haldeman, good Jesus Christ!
Almost threw up in my mouth right there.
I've done like comedy shows in Haldeman County, and the people there are terrific, and the audience is
great people.
I love them, man. But that ground there,
Terrible
is
land.
terrible.
Rocky.
I don't know how you can make. No, it's clay. It's like fucking garbage. You spit on it, and you can't work it. You got to like take a week off if you spit on it. You take a piss. You got to go do it in the tree line. If you piss on that ground, you're gonna have to take a
stuck
week
in
off
there.
of work. You'd never get the tractor out because
It's
that ground is garbage.
It's horrid.
You never. I don't know how people can make a living growing food on that or anything. What do they do on that? It's just a terrible, terrible. And they look at our ground and they don't like it either.
No, they laugh at us.
Yeah. And I'm like, you guys are like not off your heads. You want to grow in that clay on purpose?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know.
Keep
I
that
love
shit.
It's horrible, Michael. You imagine trying to grow a tobacco crop in that clay?
It'd be embarrassing.
You would just be laughed out of town. Can't smoke that shit.
What is that? Just yellow, drown out fucking shit?
It's a fucking can't smoke that.
I can't even go in the field to prime it.
Yeah. What are you gonna grow? Corn and soybeans like some sort of a chump? That's like the rest of the world, eh?
Yeah.
It's like there's little pockets everywhere. There's like Essex, Kent. There's like the Hull Marsh. There's like Niagara and there's Norfolk. There's like a bunch of little pockets where you can grow real food, and the rest of it's just all like crayons
Hope
and
for the
diapers.
best.
And,
Spread it
Yeah.
on there and hope for the best.
yeah, yeah. There's not much. We're in Canada. It's fucking pretty far up the globe, man.
Yeah,
To be honest with you,
It's a
there's
tough
not.
go.
We gotta count on some fucking lake that causes some weird scenario that we can actually make food we can live on.
That's right.
Because we're on the top of the planet where everything's shit, and that's the only reason why there's not enough of us up here, so we can actually make things work. Because if you look at the countries that actually work out in the world that like don't have everything fucked up, they're all cold,
Well, it brings you together.
huh?
The cold brings people together. They figure shit out. Look, we're all going to die. How do we grow stuff in this gross shit?
Yeah. If we're not gonna have enough food, we can't make it through the winter. We're gonna fucking die. We got to get our shit together. There's no like where if you're in the equator, and people are like, you're on the equator and you're like it's fucking hot all the time. I don't need a house. I don't need a fucking.
No, you're good to go.
No, I'll just live on the street here. It's fucking great. It's or in the bush or whatever. I'm a rainforest. Wherever I am, it's hot. I got food growing on like lush bushes all year round or whatever it is. I've never been in a rainforest, but I imagine it's like a nice. There's like fruit that I can just pick from.
All the time.
I can maybe just grab myself like a sloth and eat it. or whatever you do.
Sloth. Yeah, they grow on trees.
Take a
Yeah,
bite.
you just peel them off and eat them. That's all fact.
They taste
I
like
need
pineapple.
protein. Yeah.
Oh, that thing looks delicious.
I would eat anything. What's your I was doing this. I'm trying to do these bits. I bombed last night really hard, and it was an awesome bomb. It was like a fucking colossal bomb last night. I went to a club because I have to do this show tomorrow. That's why we're doing a Wednesday night show. Is because I got to do the show tomorrow in Toronto, and it's about a depression or whatever. No, mental illness. I got to do like a mental illness comedy show, but it's a contest, and I get paid $50 if I win.
The show is about that, or it's people that are involved?
In order to be on the show as a comic, this is hilarious.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
But in order to be on the show as a comic, you have to be mentally ill,
Okay.
So all of them.
which qualifies
you have to
every
be.
single.
You have to be diagnosed.
You have to be diagnosed, do you?
They almost wouldn't let Dave McInnes on.
Who is the most depressed
Yeah,
person?
we'll vouch for that.
He's got a
Well, he's made it clear that something is wrong with
he's
him.
got a receipt.
Yeah, he's got a receipt. Which is yes. They wanted a proof or something. They just don't want to let him on the show.
Well, like they needed to know. They're like, "Have you been diagnosed?" Well, I'm seeing a psychiatrist, and
Oh, for
I did
fuck's
this.
sake. That's bullshit, man. Because it's clear, even the ones that have not been diagnosed are fucking obviously mentally ill. Like Shazma, have you been diagnosed with mental illness?
No, I wouldn't let a doctor touch me.
Yeah.
I'll let a doctor look at everything from the neck down, but you're not looking at my head.
No, his head is his own, and he's comfortable with how fucked up he is. But you are ill in the brain.
He's been
That is not.
self-diagnosed is rad.
There's no
No,
question.
this isn't even self-diagnosed. This is peer diagnosed.
Peer diagnosed. I have diagnosed Shazma as being mentally ill, but he's comfortable with his mental illness, and therefore he's not like. Why would you treat it? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I treat it every night that I go on stage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
What is the
Well,
stage?
The stage, like most comics. I don't know.
It saved my life, man.
Yeah.
Truly. My dad says to me, "How do you have anxiety, and then go do something that causes you to have anxiety, like public speaking, like doing stand-up comedy? Like, how do you suffer in daily activities where you can't perform like regular normal stuff because of your anxiety, but then you can go put yourself in a ultra anxious position, like performing stand-up,
It's like a vaccination.
and it goes away. The anxiety goes away. Like, can you? Do you ever see that? Do you suffer from that at all?
From anxiety?
Yeah. Do you have anxiety?
I don't know what I have. But I don't know.
Are you nervous when you have no reason to be nervous?
Oh yeah,
Like you're just nervous for no reason?
like just an overwhelming sense of dread.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, like, yeah.
I get that.
Like,
And, I would have definitely killed myself like years ago if I didn't start doing stand up.
but when you go on stage, like you don't have that.
No, that's where I'm the most comfortable.
And everyone should have that at that moment, That would be the normal time to have that emotion, right? But you don't have it at that moment.
Right.
But you do have it when you're just doing normal shit. But when you go up and do the most stressful thing you could do, that's when you don't have it. That's when you know that you are a comic and you can't not do it anymore.
Yeah.
You have to do it because it's like it's meant to be because your body tells you, I have to keep doing it because it feels right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a weird thing. When I was gonna start doing stand up, I had a love for stand up comedy, and I really wanted to perform because it was a dream of mine. Like to say like these people that I hold in such high regard because I love their work so much, I would love to do what they do because I see it as being such a great art form and that they can do so much as far as like talk about things that are going on in the world and say their opinion, but still do it in a way that you can make it palatable for the everyday man, like because you're talking in their language where they can understand that these important things are, we can like shit on them as a regular person and show better ways to do things. Like the comedians did that, they're the only people that had the freedom to challenge the way things were in the world. You know, like I looked at them as
musicians used to do that.
Yeah, musicians
more
used to do that too. But
they're
like
still doing it, but.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, the comics were the ones that could go out there. The only ones that had the freedom to say what they wanted to say. When I worked for a big company, I couldn't say what I wanted to say. I couldn't be who I thought I was. You had to, like, change yourself for that. But the comics, they were encouraged, not only encouraged, but rewarded for the more original they were, the more their opinion was different than they would get. That would be their strength, you know? Like, where I was being punished for it in every other aspect of my life, you know? It just made sense. And then when you did it and it felt good, and it's just like, oh, it's clear. I can't stop. I don't care if I ever make money. You know, like I shouldn't say that out loud, but
Even the worst bomb on stage, which is when everybody would, a normal person would be like, oh, dude, you want to like go in a hole and die.
Yeah.
And like, there's that, oh man, I'm not doing very well. But afterwards, it's you have a huge thing of relief after, because you know you're going to go back up on stage, and you're going to get that back. But at work, when you feel like this is absolute dog shit, you don't get to go back to work the next day and it'd be way better. It's just the same shit again.
Yeah.
Forever, and then you die.
Yeah. It's like, there's no. It was brutal, man. It was brutal. There was just like this pile of work that you knew that you'd never ever get to.
But then when you have work to be done, and then you call a bunch of comics to do it, like moving some pews around.
Yeah.
Then what the fuck happens?
It's not good.
Oh yeah. I wish we could, next time we do a project like that where we like get people, we have to like really like crucify them, like show their like the way they have let us down. Like the commitment and then the failure to commit, you know? And then, by the way, all the guys that really didn't show up today were honest and open about everything about it.
But who are you the most disappointed in?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, Charters, of course. I mean, who had to whisper that to me?
I did.
You motherfucker, you know? Because you know what? I would have came up with that on my own.
Sure.
That was a clear
just your
answer. I was going to
thought
get to him. I was treating Shaz like my new Charters tonight because I didn't have Charters here. I'm like, where is Charters?
Yeah, how
Shaz shows up, does everything right.
Does everything right. Everything right.
But what would Charters really have contributed
Tonight?
Great
more so
question.
than I did?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I ran 2 cameras while we did that.
No, that's way more valuable. You know what Charters could have done?
More a sweatsuit?
He acts as an anchor. What if we would have tied the rope as a safety net to his fat Polish block body?
Other end, so it doesn't go down.
Yeah, if anyone let go of the rope, it would just stick to Charters like, and he would just sit there because his low center of gravity, he would no problem at all. He would be there a way to not make it not go down because he's like so thick.
Yeah.
You ever hit him like I saw a friend of mine. We were playing touch football. This is when we were back in in our 20s or whatever, and Charters. We're at my farm, and Charters is playing touch football with my university friends, and the one guy's really athletic. We threw him a pass, and it was high up, and he was like fucking running full speed at Charters, and he ran like right over him, like he thought he was just gonna crush him, and he hit Charters, and it was like hitting a fucking wall.
Pillar.
He couldn't understand how thick the guy's base was, eh?
Polish,
Like those
gravity.
Polish legs, it's like it's his calves and all the way up his leg. It's thicker. You don't give him credit for how fucking stocky that guy is, right to the ground.
Got a good center of gravity.
Hard to knock off his feet, man. Hard to knock off his
except
feet.
when he's on the ice. Then he's a beached whale sometimes.
Yeah, he
like
gets
in
a little
warm up.
He gets a little slippery.
Yeah. Oh, this ice, it's so slippery.
He falls down. We're getting deep into this show, but we got to do a segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Hey, welcome to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's segment is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you go to our website, livefromthedutchhall.com, and click on our Amazon banner, you can do your shopping, and some of that money's going to come back and help our show. Just shut off your ad blockers because that's going to fuck your shit up, okay?
Do it.
And you know what? Also, if you're buying from Amazon and you're not going to our website first and you listen to this show, you're listening to me say this to you, okay? You shop from Amazon, okay? I want to make this clear to you, people. that listen to this program every week. You go to Amazon anyway. You're doing your shopping, and you're giving it to that bald fuck that owns the company. He's rich as hell.
He doesn't need it.
You know, we got a goddamn church to pay for.
That's right.
We got we got bills to pay. You know, we got mouths to feed. You know what? How's that go?
Yeah, and awesome things to do.
Ain't nothing in the world for free.
There you go. And so you go to do that. The things I told you to do at my website, ad blocker off, our website first, and then click on the banner, and then you do your shopping, and then we get the money, not that bald guy. Like, we get to be as rich as him, right?
Yeah.
Well, not really. We get like 4% or something.
4%?
Sometimes 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Order big things.
I bought a big thing that I didn't use your.
Mother.
I used my phone. I used my phone. I'll
balls.
just hand you.
Cocksucker, you go on your phone to my website, livefromthedutchhall.com. Tyke, I'm gonna twist your nipples off after the
up
show.
late.
That's sorry. It was a quick threat. I had to. I'm not good at threatening people.
You're gonna twist his nipples.
Oh, you know what Shaz is?
You got to use your teeth.
Shaz is actually genius. We're gonna end the show with me twisting Ty's nipples off, and that's Shaz. That's what we got you around here. You make us better.
Oh no.
That is ridiculous that I was going to put that off the air and deny our listeners the chance of me punishing Ty for it. What did you do? I forget.
bought something
I said
big.
I was going to give you.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just give you 6%.
You denied me money. Yeah, that's it. I will actually beat you senseless on
So
the show.
For your nipples.
Yeah, your nipples are gone.
Oh no. He's going to tweak my nips.
Can milk anything.
Do you like your nips manipulated?
No, not really.
I-
They're super sensitive.
Like
Super sensitive.
if your wife plays with them, will you like tell her stop it?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I think
Yeah.
it's gross.
Really?
You like your nipples fucked
I
around?
know.
with?
I find it's nothing.
I don't mind a little.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's gross to me. I mean, it's not like some people like it. I've heard people like it.
Yeah.
I
Girls.
I might like it.
Well, you hear
Girls. Yeah, I never heard of a guy. Some guys like it. Like
I'm over here saying that.
Yeah,
He
Shaz
likes
it.
Only the left one.
really, it's just sensitive.
Yeah.
Is your right one broken or something?
To be honest, I
The
never.
right one is broken. I tried to pierce it in high school
Oh shit.
by myself
There you go.
at a party.
Oh, you could add 2 good nipples that you would like stuff like that with.
Yeah, the right one's done.
Isn't it weird that some guys don't like it and some guys do like it? That's the thing I think I found out.
Now we've learned.
Yeah.
I scratched the little nub off when I was a kid because I didn't want them.
What?
I was bleeding from my nipples.
I had a friend, and I wish I could tell his name every time I want to tell a story about him. Because
Dave Charters.
No, it's not Charters. It's another friend of mine, but
From St. Catharines?
he did live there for a bit. He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite guys. He does so many stupid things, and I love him. Every single one of the things he does. But he's a friend. What were we talking about? Getting nipples.
Nipples.
He has these gross nipples, and I lived with him for a bit. And he had like these
What
like
was it? Like pudding on a wall or a
he
summer
had
sausage?
he had puffy nipples, but they were indented.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen indented.
Puffy
And even
innies.
when he was in grade school with me, I would be like, at gym class, we'd be like, "What's with your nipples, man? They're fucking weird. Like they were like big puffy things, but then where the nipples should pop out like a meat thermometer or whatever, it was like in, it was in, you know, because he was a bit of a full figure guy at the time. And anyways, so I lived with him in university, and he would walk around my house, and he would take an ice cube out of the freezer, and he would just rub it on one of his nipples. What the fuck? On one of his nipples. I remember walking around in his underpants, and he's got one ice cube he got out of the freezer, and he's rubbing it on one of his nipples. And so one of it's this big fucking red blob with an indented like thing. And the other one is like hard as a rock and sticking out, you know?
Like a pencil eraser.
Like a pencil eraser, and he's just rubbing it, and he's talking to us as he's doing it. and like just saying like, oh, I don't know what I'm, like he's just like, you know, oh, it's been such a tough day, you know, like that sort of I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? It's the grossest shit you ever seen in your life. And the two things look like they weren't even part of the same body. Like, how are they the same thing? It was gross. He did that stuff all the time to us. You have to watch his grossness. He seemed to get off on how much we hated it. Like we really hated it.
Just go to your room and lock
Yeah.
the door.
How do you like prevent a guy from doing that stuff to you if he lives with you? You know,
You're gonna see it.
Just pretend you're really into it.
yeah. You know, one time we lived with this guy, and my friend Brad, he came home from school one day, and the one guy we were living with was jerking off under his Afghan.
Oh yeah.
It was his Afghan that his grandma made for him. His grandma knitted it for him, or like crocheted it. I think it was a crochet or whatever. It was a blanket, but it was crocheted or whatever, and it had little holes in it. You know?
Oh yeah.
You know, like those ones.
You stick your toes through them.
Yeah, those kind of blankets. Anyways, the guy was on the couch jerking off underneath this blanket. It was clear that he was doing that.
Well,
you know?
can see through the holes.
You can see through the holes. And you know what he was doing? You know what he's jerking off to? Grace Under Fire.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Brett Butler.
Wow.
That's a weird thing to jerk off to, isn't it? Because that was the whole thing. First of all, it was like, hey, is that my grandma's Afghan? Hey, are you jerking off? Hey, is that
Grace
Brett
Under
Butler you're jerking off to? Like, that's a weird thing. She's ugly. Like, she's not even close to being, like,
Oh my god.
something you jerk off to.
Oh.
Like, I don't even know where to begin and, like, being angry with you as a roommate.
There's so much wrong with
Poor
it.
guy.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get off in the living room.
Yeah, but the Brett Butler, like, change the channel. Go to the news. There's a lot of weather women. There's like a million things you can jerk off to. This was actually before the internet was really cool,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to understand that. If you were saying this to like people of today's age,
Like,
they'd
what
be
the
like, "This
fuck?
doesn't make any sense." You
Let's
why
go
would you-"
right to fisting.
Yeah, and they also don't know who Brett Butler is
No.
Or Grace Under Fire.
or Grace Under Fire. But if you go to Brett Butler and you look her up online, she is not someone you masturbate to.
I thought you were talking about a man.
Well, Brett Butler she used to be a comedian. You don't know Brett Butler? Grace Under Fire? Do you know?
Maybe to see her.
Hey, we gotta put her up on the screen or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look her up afterwards, Tyke, and you were gonna
I'll pull up my
definitely
phone.
not enjoy her.
You're not gonna jerk off to her.
Yeah, look her up. Look up Brett
accepted.
Butler.
I'm gonna do that while Pete's tearing
Okay,
off my nipples.
this is how I can describe Brett Butler before Tyke brings her up. You remember Kathleen Turner when she was in *Romancing the Stone* and she was really hot,
Yeah.
and then she was like the voice of Jessica Rabbit. And then all of a sudden she turned into an old man. Right? Remember that? And then, well, she looks like the old man, Kathleen
The
Turner.
old man part.
Yeah.
She's a distinguished older lady now. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's how she looked when she was in her prime, man.
Yeah, maybe he's just like, you know what? I bet you she could make me a mean plate of grilled cheese.
You don't jerk off
Somebody
to her,
that
is
can
what
take
I'm
care of
saying.
it.
You might bang her.
You'd rather jerk off to the grilled cheese.
I'm feeling judged.
Okay, I got a question. Would you jerk off to a woman that you wouldn't bang?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
What?
Sure.
Like, I mean, realistically, like, I'm not talking about me. Like I would jerk off. Everyone I jerk off to would be a woman that I wouldn't bang because I would never cheat on my wife, right?
Ooh,
Because-
touche.
Right. So that's the truth. But the reality is, if my wife got hit by a bus, I'd fuck all those women. You know, like every single one, and their sisters and like, people that they met at school. Like I would, everyone.
But why would you? I guess look up now because it's the internet. Why would you look up somebody you're not attracted to jerk off?
No, you go up, right? You go to a girl
personal
you could
challenge.
never bang because she's out of your league. That's
What,
what
you just want to last longer? So you're just pumping off harder?
No, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything.
I like that. I like that attitude.
Like
That
that,
is
hot tub
true.
scene from About Schmidt. You know what? We're making it work.
Oh, no.
You know, Norm Macdonald said this on one of his shows, and it's a good point about that movie. Is that like Jack Nicholson's like with a woman his age,
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous looking, right? Like, because he would never ever dream of being romantically with a person his own age.
He made Jennifer Lawrence like soggy at some award show. He came up behind her and he was like, "Hey," and he's like, "Are you single?" She's like, "Oh my god!" And like she almost melted looking at him. He doesn't need to be with anybody his own age
Yeah.
No,
because he's Jack
he's a
Nicholson.
legend, right?
Yeah, I'd fuck Jack.
He's so you would.
Nicholson. Out of respect, hell yeah.
Hey, someone picked
Ty.
Jack Nicholson in their death pool as a fat guy. Who's that? U.S. Hey, what do you think about that? We had a category in our death pool of fat guys, and Wes picked Jack Nicholson. And then we looked it up online. He's 320 pounds or something,
Wow.
right?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he tall?
I don't know if he's tall, but he's fat as fuck now. And that's the thing. He's really not the old Jack Nicholson. He's a different Jack Nicholson now. Have you seen him fat?
No.
Because I didn't even see him at the Oscars or nothing like that. I don't even think he's going around. I think he's just like getting into his Marlon Brando, getting ready to like letting it all go before he goes.
I'll bet you he rocks a suit though. He just looks like a boss.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he like Roman Polanski? Didn't he like have anal sex with a 13-year-old girl in Jack Nicholson's hot tub, and that's why he's like kicked out of the world?
Yeah, and he flew away to France, and
Yeah, whatever.
I like that
if
the
he
anal
comes
sex
back
is
to
part
the
of it.
States, then he's done. Yeah.
If he ever comes back to the States, it was at Jack Nicholson's house.
Huh.
He's like, and somehow he managed to get out of that. Or he's like, yeah, I had nothing to do with that. It was just a party. We're at a 13-year-old girl in a hot tub. I'm a Hollywood grown-up.
It wasn't me though.
No big deal. I didn't bang her in the ass like that Roman Polanski guy did. I just had her at my house at 4 a.m. in my hot tub, liquored up.
I went to bed.
No big deal. Like that, it's weird, eh? Like if that happened today, I think you'd have a different.
Here's felony.
Yeah, you're not gonna get. You're not just gonna be able to like go on and make a bunch more movies. You'd be done as soon as you let some guy bang a 13-year-old girl in the ass in your hot
Big
tub.
trouble.
That girl didn't even seem that bent out of shape about it.
No, she's probably okay with it.
He didn't let
She
him
was-
do it. He didn't. Hey, Jack, I'm gonna plow this 13-year-old in your hot tub. Is that okay? I don't mind. It's fine. He didn't let him do it. It happened there.
Yeah, I know, but you have a 13-year-old at your party, and you're a grown-up.
Was it somebody's kid?
No.
No, she was just
Probably.
Hey, if you had
Yeah, I mean,
somebody's,
yeah.
no. Actually, you're right, Steve. That's a good point, Steve.
Technically, yes.
It technically was someone's kid, but I don't think it was like they were there with their parents at the party. I think that she came on her own. So like at that point in time, I mean, maybe you didn't know she was that young, but you still should know she's too young at that point in time, shouldn't you? To have a person at your house at that. I guess I can't. I wasn't there.
Different times.
Different times and all the rest of it. Who is it? Elvis fucked a kid and all that stuff. He's still the king of rock, right?
Now, apparently, Jack Nicholson had an underground tunnel from the Playboy Mansion to his house. So if Polanski maybe borrowed the tunnel and the golf cart, and Nicholson had nothing to do with it.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's
knows?
true.
Then what was a
If he had a big-
13-year-old doing at the Playboy Mansion?
Well, that's someone else.
Oh, Hugh Hefner was a real dirtbag. So, it just passes it down.
Yeah.
That girl could have just been a real bad kid. But what if it's your
let's-
girl?
Yeah, let's put it on her.
Yeah. Let's put it on the child victim of rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Curious.
idea, Pete. Yeah, that's a great idea, Pete.
Where were the parents? I'll bet it was all that rap music she was listening to.
Yeah.
How dare they?
And
How dare she do that to Roman Polanski?
she's probably in like her 60s or 70s now, that same child, right?
It was that long ago?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was back when 13-year-olds looked like 13-year-olds.
They
didn't all have like, just
like I'm
makeup and
definitely
jewelry.
not defending this story because it's absolutely abominable, but it is like totally a different time. Like those times were fucked up. Like everyone thinks like that's what the problem with the millennials are now, eh? Is these millennials, they think that the world started when they were born, but it didn't. Before they were born, it was fucking way worse. It was way worse. And now you're like getting into the minutia of the like intricacies of making it better, you know. But when it was like really fucked up, like when people would like just let's say this, okay, you go back like a couple 100 years or even 150 years or whatever, they would just kill you if you're the wrong kind of person. They would just like euthanize. Like they would
You
just
could
like
go to the Middle East.
yeah. Now
That same thing.
yeah, same thing exists. Or
And they're fucking 13-year-olds.
yeah, see, but like it's not that long ago. Those countries could be cool in another like 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that far out of the whack. We were fucked up that close ago. Like I mean, my childhood was weird by today's standards. You know, you could still slap a woman in the face when I was a young man. You know, when I was born. You could still beat your children for another 12 years, 13, 14, 15 years. You could, no problem. Even the women agree to that. You can't beat us anymore, but you can beat your kids up. That's okay. Because those little fuckers have it coming. How are they going to learn, you know? Like these things like were like universally, and not only that, strangers could beat your kids. Strangers could beat your kids up, and you would thank them for it, and ask your kid what the fuck he did wrong.
Thank you for discipline, then.
Yeah, and then and you would never like take the side of your own kid. That was never even considered. You obviously knew your kid was an asshole. Like you've seen him do enough stupid things, right? You're gonna believe this one too. You're not gonna believe the kid. Today's day and age, they believe the kid all the time. You know, like they believe the kid all the time. Like I have teachers like apologize for like any little thing they did to correct my kid. I'm like, yeah, just correct my kid.
Yeah, the kid's in charge now.
Yeah, I don't want to make the kid in charge. Like they're at a place to learn. You got to put the rules in place and make sure they follow them. It's not up to me to enforce. It's up to you guys. But now they feel bad about even enforcing the rules at school, so they have to because no kid can be punished because they're too sensitive.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
I got beaten I got pushed around I remember this one principal used to like take his thumb under my chin and just like push it, you know, like that. And would, like snap your neck back. He would just like take his thumb into your chin and snap your neck back like that. Like as he's giving you shit, he would like throw my neck back like that. And I would get like more and more angry at him. Like I was like, I'm gonna punch you, man. Like I'm really gonna punch you. Like he would like physically like be pushing me around. And if I went home and told my parents about that, they would be like, "What'd you do to deserve that? You know, you must have been a real prick job to deserve that. You know, like there was no like defending you.
He's not doing that for no reason.
No, and even me, like, I wouldn't even think to complain to my parents because like I would know I probably did something wrong. Like I did do something wrong.
But you probably get it worse.
Yeah, they'll look into why you did it, and then they'll give you a whooping.
Yeah, like I actually did something to get there in the first place, so I did something wrong. Like I was guilty. So I deserve some punishment, but like I didn't. I was like, keep your fucking hands off me, dude. Like
get the hard poke in the chest. I had that a lot.
Did you get the hard poke?
The coffee breath, like you said earlier, and the fucking like poking you in the chest like 100 times. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, because you get to that point where
you're angry,
like,
but I'm just a kid, so I'm like,
you're like, where can I go with this? And you're like, I know this isn't right for you to treat me like this because I want to do something, but you're like, I don't know if I can hit a principal or like
so
what's going to happen.
I'm already in trouble. What happens if I like kick this guy in the nuts?
Yeah, because I really thought I could take my grade 8. When I was in grade 8, I thought I could take my principal. And that's when he was really pushing me around. And I was like, oh, I think I can take you, dude. And I would love to take that guy down. Because he was such
like
a
even
dick.
Today, it's like,
oh, Earl Smith was his name. I'll say it on air. Earl Smith, what a fucking cock.
Fucking balls.
He really pushed me around when I was in that. He was too physical. But anyways, those are different times. You used to get nuns that beat you with rulers, and it was a good deal. So there's only one more. Well, we got a couple more sponsors to mention. Norpac.
The beef people.
Oh, Norpac.
The beef people.
There you go. You know what Jasmine was the first time? Too excited. Second time, settled into it. Just got real into the Norpac.
The beef people.
There it is. Now it's over. It's done now. The pressure's off, Shaz. Van Dyke Party Services, people. Your life, not so good. You want to make it better? Invite between 5 and 29 Van Dyke cousins by giving us an email at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. We'll send you between 5 and 29 Van Dyke first cousins in bright yellow jackets, and you are going to have the time of your life, no matter what the event is. Wedding, bridal shower, baby shower, whatever. Like
golden shower. Sorry.
Good one, Steve. Good one, Steve. You know, sometimes Steve's jokes I don't like, and sometimes I really like them. I like that one.
Hey.
I give him full points. If you're not, but you know what? Your life sucks. Our life will make it better.
That's right.
And all it's going to take you is $100 of cold hard cash plus all of our expenses, which will be astronomical. I'm going to go astronomical because we really will put you through the
It's
expense
time to just
ringer.
let it loose.
You're going to have to let your hair down and just let that bill go. You don't concentrate on the expenses, just that $100.
The memories.
Yeah, and the memories. And if you're not 100% satisfied about those memories, we're going to give you back that $100. But those expenses have run through our bodies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services.
Do not live your life in regret.
Brought to you by our good friends at Clean Flow.
Clean flow. Lube up your life.
Lube up your life. Exactly. And I got to tell you, Clean Flow, if you're not happy with that ad that we did for you last week with Charters when he really stepped it up,
Yeah.
you are just ungrateful sons of bitches. And I don't even know if I need you as a sponsor anymore. And Yarmy Electric, you know what Yarmy Electric is? A bunch of true gentlemen. But you know what they don't want? Your fucking business. Leave them alone. They got enough to do. Yarmy Electric, if we don't get it right the first time, we'll get it right the second time. If we don't get it right the second time,
Go fuck yourself.
also,
That was awesome.
brought to you by Clean Flow. You know what? That line that Shaz did, I'm going to go right out before we even get any feedback at all. Just because of the way you nailed that line. Shaz, you're the listener of the week.
He's the listener of the week.
This is your week.
It's your week, Shaz. You're here, and it's your week.
And there's only one more person we got to talk to, and she's the person that talks to us every week. She's our good friend. She's working at the Second Mouse in Delhi. She's Teresa, the cheese lady. Let's check on her.
Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always having fun. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. Teresa, what you've done?
Teresa.
What is up?
We're so sorry, Teresa. You had to sit there on a Friday going through all your cheese and doing all your hard work, and it's only after the hour mark that we even bother to get it to the cheese lady. Are you kidding me? This is the latest we've ever got the cheese lady.
It's time you listen a little longer.
How is it that feedback has gone so long? It's pretty much our whole show. We should just start with feedback, do feedback the whole show, and then that would be our show. We're getting better at this.
All right.
I like this one. This is she sent us so many this week, but I'm going to go through them in random order. Okay. Quick question. How did Charters become an expert on sheep vaginas? That was my favorite one. I shouldn't have opened with it.
No.
But the answer of that is simply self-explanatory, really.
Research.
Yeah. He put his dick in him.
That's science.
Yeah.
Hands on.
No big deal. Charters just like sheep's vaginas, and they're way easier to talk to than there are women. Because they just say "bah" back, and then they don't really mind when you say stupid things to them. And then you can always just stick your dick in there like human-like vaginas. That's what Dave told me. I don't know. She goes, you guys contact me as soon as you want a cheese tray. You know it's on me. Payment for my Friday entertainment. Can't wait to see the church. And then she goes, hashtag take me to church if the hot, H-O-T, capital letters, hot Dutch Hall guys are there. Happy face. Sounds like Teresa thinks that we're all hot here.
Oh.
And I think this sounds good for us. I think that
Spread the
not that
word.
we all have women that we are dedicated to, you know. But if anything happens to those women, you know, we might be going to the cheese lady. She sounds like she might be interested. She might be open for business. That's what I'm saying. From the hot, capital H, capital O, capital T. What does that tell you? It tells you that we're hot. Right? Am I wrong on this?
I don't
This
think
is
you're
a
reading
big
into that
deal.
too far.
Huh?
I don't think you're reading into that too far.
No, she said hot she made the point of hitting the caps lock on that motherfucker. Hot Dutch Hall guys are there. That's what she said. Oh. Speaking of tattoos, shouldn't you guys get a spiky ball tattoo for your opening? I am not tattooing my opening. I'll tell you that right now. I am not doing that, Teresa. I don't know what you're thinking, but that sounds painful.
And there's
My
nothing
opening will
spiky
stay
going near my balls.
untattooed.
Yeah, that's right.
My opening is just for, doing the thing openings do.
Emptying.
Anyways, Teresa, we love you. We want everyone to go. If you want cheese, what are you going to go? To the fucking grocery store like some sort of chump? No, you go to a cheese shop like a gentleman or like a lady of class. And you go to second. And if you're in Delhi, why wouldn't you go to Second Mouse? Are you an idiot? You can go into Simcoe. What do they got there in Simcoe? You go to Dover, where they got fish in Dover, not cheese. That's my opinion. I don't know. I know they have a Dover cheese shop there, but they didn't pay me shit. I wouldn't go there if you paid me. I go to Second Mouse in Delhi because it's good cheese and it doesn't smell like fish. Is that a good ad? Where we trash the other Norfolk cheese shops? I don't know. I think I'm making it worse somehow. Anyway, if you'd like to tell a friend that we're doing a program here in Pine Grove or in future in Delhi, that would really make us happy. If you'd like to give us some feedback, please do it at livefromdutchhall@gmail.com or Facebook. Do you any of you fellows got some gigs to plug?
I'll be at Alice's Big Queer Comedy Show on October 11th.
Is that October 11th?
Yeah.
This is not the first one. This is like the second or third, or
I think this will be the third or fourth.
yeah. Have you done one before?
No.
What's it called? The Big
Alice's Big Queer Comedy Show.
in Cambridge?
It's in Waterloo at the Princess Cafe, I think. Yeah.
No, could I get a spot there, or do you have to be queer to do it?
I don't know, because I didn't think.
By
I
you
was-
answering that question, you just called yourself queer. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave her first spot, and then also, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Maybe she just-
you're not queer, or are you?
I'm not queer. I don't think you could prove it on paper, but I'm not queer.
Well, I'm just
I
saying.
don't think so. I mean, I get called it a lot.
No, but I don't. But I'm just saying that because when I asked you, you're on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I asked you, do you have to be queer to be on the show? And then you said, I don't know.
Because I'm on it.
But
She announced me being on the show at the show from August. So there was already a show in September, but at the August show, she told everybody that I'm going to be on the October. So she's very excited that I'm on the show.
Oh,
so
and
I
you
think
weren't
it's-
you weren't out then.
No.
Oh, and then now it's okay.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just go with it. Yeah.
No, I'm not. There's nothing. Like I just don't. No, I actually I heard only good things about that, and I actually like Alice a lot. Nice person.
I think it is because I always gave her spots on all my shows.
Yeah. You were really cool to her actually at the beginning, because
And
it's
she
tough
moved
to
to
start out,
Toronto.
man. It's tough to start out, man. It's always tough. Someone to give you a shot to say like go up there and suck for a bit. I mean that's a big break to give a person
And
to do that.
She started at the Pick and Shovel too.
That's a tough spot to
As
start, man.
As a trans woman, like she didn't start at like these other rooms. She started at like.
Oh,
the
you put a
worst-
video out on Facebook one time of her in the pick and shovel
Yeah.
with the ultimate pick and shovel. Like
Patrons.
you gotta like. We'll end the show with this. Describe the pick and shovel. Every Monday night in Cambridge, Ontario, you can go. What street is that?
It's on Water Street.
Water Street. You go to pick and shovel. It is the worst place in the world, right?
It's a dirty bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I remember that.
Somebody threatened your life the one time.
my
you were
life's
there.
my life's been threatened there a couple times, and I think I followed Alice that night,
I think so.
one of those nights,
Yeah.
and had to pick up the pieces, and there was no picking up the pieces.
No.
And yeah, like she was assaulted. I've been assaulted. One of the comics has knocked somebody's teeth out there.
Yeah.
I almost got stabbed a couple of times. It's a rad show.
Sounds
It's a
awesome.
Yeah,
fun
and the people.
show.
The thing about the people there is that they hate comedy. Like they don't like it at all. Like they would rather that when the comedians come in on the Mondays, it's the worst part of their week. Like they hate seeing you. They hate the whole group of us.
I
They don't
avoid
want
that place.
They won't want. Yeah, but it's so important for your jokes to spend some time at the pick and shovel, because if you don't know your joke's really good or not until you can make an old crusty guy who hates you
Yeah.
laugh at that joke. And if you can make him laugh at that joke where he's like, I hate all you guys, I don't want to laugh at any of you, but that was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, good, I got one. Like that's one I can keep,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
only there because the beers are like $3.50,
Yeah.
and they've been coming there since they were 16. Or
But the
whatever.
value of having those people who hate you, who you can be guaranteed are going to hate you,
Oh yeah.
going in, is that you're going to get that information from them that's going to be against their will. Like it's going to be, if they laugh, they did not want to give you that laugh.
Yeah.
And so you earned it with every bit you had. So that joke's gold, you know? And so that's the thing about those places. They serve a purpose. They're like actually perfect for the process. And if you can get over the fact that you are going to like eat shit 99% of the time with these people.
The best part is going there right after a great weekend.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got an awesome weekend of shows. And then you go to Pick and Shovel on Monday, it just kicks you right in the gut. It's perfect.
My favorite time to go to Pick and Shovel is either right before I have a big show I have to do, or right after a big show I did and I did really well on, and then I feel really good about myself. I'm like, I need to go to Pick and Shovel so I can bring myself back to reality.
Back to earth.
And then, or if I have to go to an important show, that's why I did Envy last night in Brantford, because it was like it's one of the worst.
It's also pretty bad.
Yeah.
it's up there.
No offense to the people that run that, but it's fucking horrible, man. And but like, I went there on purpose to do my material I'm going to do tomorrow night so I could bomb, so I could know what to cut out and what to keep and how to pare it down so I can make it tight. Because if I didn't eat that shit, I would eat it in front of like people that I would care to bomb in front of. Like sometimes it's nice to bomb in front of people you don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
It feels good, you know.
Yeah.
And it clean you like air all that garbage out of your system so that you can move on to good stuff again. You know, like I like it. I like a bomb now. Before I would carry with me for like 3-4 days, and now rolls off my back. I don't even care about it at all.
It helps for hecklers too. Being able to handle the people with the pick and shovel. If you can
100%.
adequately handle those guys when they're having a good night, like if the checks just came,
Yeah.
and they're being real rowdy on a Monday.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
can handle those guys, then and you get heckled at a
I
road show
love
or
those
something like
guys.
that.
They are like they don't give a fuck. Like they don't give a fuck about anything. They're the best people in the world.
Oh yeah.
My favorite people. Like they hate, even though they hate me, it's like I still just love them, like because they're so honest. Like they're not going to tell you something they don't believe.
They tell you to fuck off when you walk in.
Yeah.
Like they walk, fuck, it's Monday. Like they don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy. He's like, I'm out. I'll be back in an hour, and then he just goes to the other shitty bar in Cambridge, and then comes back.
Once you guys are done.
Well, that's just it. I'll make sure the show goes late too. So he comes back, shit, and then he sits down. Yeah.
I know. I love those shows. I really do, actually, because they serve their purpose. You know, when I first started doing them, because I was every show I did, I hated them. But then now, when I realized where they fit in the grand scheme of the shows, that those are my writing shows, those are my metal testing shows. You know, where I can make my jokes better. Like that, there's a purpose for what I'm doing when I'm doing those kind of shows. Now I get it, like why they're important. Like I like them. I like that rejection I get.
And that's what drives me nuts whenever anybody's like, well, you can get people to come out to this, man. You can get people to come here. You can make this a really good show. It's like, no, that's not what this is for.
It's a writing room,
Pick
man.
and shovel. It's us versus them. We've been doing it for over 3 years now, almost.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or something like that.
It's
I think
fun,
it's been
man.
about 3, and I can't stop now. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to keep going.
I was gonna come on Monday this week
And
because
I
I was working out that way,
Oh,
and I
shit,
was like, I'm
sorry.
gonna stop by. No sweat off my back.
Yeah.
I probably wrote more in the car on the way home. I got dates.
Oh yeah, shoot.
Well, tomorrow night I'm gonna be in London, but this might not be out by then.
Thursday, I know it won't be.
Well, then you missed me in London opening for Tyler Morrison tomorrow night. And that's in London at the Rec Room. But next Friday, October 5th, I'm going to be headlining in Jarvis.
Oh, nice.
Is that Haldeman?
Yeah, Haldeman.
Oh, sorry for
I did
making
that a
fun of
couple
you
weeks ago.
earlier.
It was a great room.
Yeah,
Concession
great room.
Brewery?
Concession Brewery. Next Friday, I'm headlining that. And I got to redeem myself because I did that show a while ago, and I hosted it, and I burnt the room down. So now I got to go redeem myself.
Go show some love in Jarvis at Concession Brewery. Other than that, we'll see you NT. See you next week. See you next Thursday.
Wow.
I got to so bad.
3, 4. I might have had my pedal enabled.
I forgot how to do
Oh,
drum.
So I was like, can I go now? Or?